happening with him? Oh, and come on, we're in 2025. Please. What the hell? Yeah.
Well, let's see.
We're skilling raises, Owen.
All right. Oh.
They're already ready. You're already pre-skilled.
Well, it's pre-skilled.
It's already pre-skilled.
Well, let's have a look. Because I'm excited to see this. Because obviously, last week or so, I've been watching a lot of Western Europe. We didn't get any Shadow Fiend. People just weren't touching this hero at all. Shira bringing it in today. What do you make of the hero? You think this hero is good? Like, well, Western Europe were just sleeping on this? Because I think VP, you know, obviously we're playing the Western Europe qualifiers. They've turned up and they're going to be like, well, Shadow Fiend. Why is anyone picking Shadow Fiend?
I mean, I guess there's still a lot of stuff around that people don't really know yet. I would say this hero is underrated. He did get a buff in like the main patch, the main 7.3, not the ladder patch, but the one before. And against Doom, against Bristleback, I believe it was Fear who mentioned on the panel too. It's pretty good. You have Abaddon, he can buff you up, sure. Maybe you get Doom, but you still have the shields coming out. And now they have SF and Lesh, like two really high damage heroes against what I would say VP. They're a bit more slow, so I kind of like what they have going for themselves.
Oh, we'll see what VP does. Because yeah, VP's lineup, from what we saw from them and the other teams in the Western Europe qualifiers, like this is kind of the best of the best. The Enchantress is a bit of an outlier. You know, we weren't seeing that one all the time, but yeah, carry Doom, Bristle, Puck, Dark Willow. That was pretty much in every other game, if not every game.
Yeah, I mean, they just got like a lot of the meta stuff, right? You've got the Doom, you can flex it around. It's just an overall great hero. Just feels like he has a good game nearly no matter what really happens.
Sure.
And like you said, just good heroes, good stuff. But yeah, I will say they disappointed in the Western Europe qual.
They did. They did not have a great time. Yeah. No, indeed. Especially after what they qualified for EWC. But indeed, they did have a tough performance, rough performance in the qualifiers. So we'll see if they're able to pick it back together here on LAN against Tidebound. And so to talk about some of these lanes that we've got coming up with the matchups. I mean, any sort of start laning phase that you think is going to be difficult for either team?
Thinking maybe I think the top lane depends a lot for Tidebound, because if this Eng gets like free reign to move around the map, I got my eyes on Rain with the Eng. Like if he does get the space, I would say he's gonna be the X factor in this type of early game. Because the rest, I think it's okay. It's like a lot of farm trading going on, nothing too crazy.
Oh, let's see. Yeah, and I mean, because I feel carry Doom right now, this is super hot. You obviously mentioned, Doom does still have that flexibility, but I wasn't being sold on it in the offlane anymore.
Yeah,
like the offlane it can work, but it seems like it's so much harder to make the offlane Doom work compared to the carry Doom. Like it just fits this role and plays this role much easier and with much more success.
Yeah, I feel like all the tanky cores that lane well, then they free up their 5 to leave, and Doom builds like, I've seen all these radiances. Like it just seems like the hero just gets online faster. He's not this Doom into AFK 3 minutes, so it just looks way better.
Yeah, and VTune, even though they did kind of lose or get knocked out of the qualifiers, his farming performance was still pretty top tier. So expect to see him start to shoot ahead of the pack this game with how much net worth this Doom's going to get online. And yeah, we'll see if how well Shira's sort of able to keep up on the other side. I mean, how do you think Tidebound want to play into this Doom? Is with this SF, you trying to ramp up and run them over? You know, what sort of timings do you go for with this SF carry?
You definitely want to try to play fast and like abuse like Doom being on cooldown, but a big thing also why SF is good against Doom overall is going to be Aegis. So Roshan having Aegis against the Doom, and on top something I haven't mentioned, the double minus armor with the Lucky Shot and the presence from SF. This stuff is really going to hurt both Bristleback and Doom when they run in.
Yeah, that's true. I have got that sort of high build-up of physical. So far we see some good harassment here from Nothing to Say, keeping Lauren pretty low in the mid. Now 13 for 3 at the moment against the 10 and 1, so holding this mid lane in a very good position on the left track, Nothing to Say. And Tara's bottom will start grabbing and dragging the creep waves around. Give to Huck a little bit of a better potential to have this lane in position where it's going to feel a little less pressured from the kill potential of the SF.
I mean, I guess there's not much to be done in the bottom lane. You have Bristleback versus an Abaddon lane, so you're just going to spam up the stakes. You have the heal, you have the shield. Whereas mids, probably most of the like early action should come from this lane. And as I mentioned before, with Rain on Eng moving around. But I would say Nothing to Say. Obviously, he's got the counter pick against Lorinov. He has the last pick. He's slightly favored in this lane. And even when Lorinov gets his coil later, it's not that easy to take down a Lash. He pops his Edict, he pops Pulse Nova. Like, you might just die when you man up on him during the coil.
All right. Should be all right here. I mean, yeah, that's not going to be able to get him, but still had the shield crash on cooldown for a couple of seconds. Bottom lane. Dahak's going to try and push forward for Y. They've got the Shadow Realm hit coming in. They'll get him. And now Shiro has to be a bit careful. He's going to get the raises up onto Dahak. But there's minus armor building up. He'll put the stick charges, but the Curse Crowns at the ready. Shiro is going to be going down here as Antares and Dahak are able to deal with the both of them.
That was honestly pretty nice by them. Like, the one way that you can deal with this lane is that you, first of all, you separate them, and then you give yourself the distance. They got so many spells off with both their Bristleback and the Willow that they actually got to run them down. If you're Tidebound, this is not what you expect to have happen in this lane.
Sure.
Absolutely not.
This is going to be difficult for Shiro. We're seeing on the CS already. Very much falling behind on the SF. 11 last hits so far, 4 minutes in. It's not an easy start for him down there. And top lane on the other side of the map, as we're seeing VTune just continuing to get complete free farm as the Doom. No pressure being put onto him whatsoever.
I mean, the bottom lane also, like, with this start coming out from VP with the double kill, and the lane will nearly always be pushed because you have Aura already on SF, which means the lane is always coming in. If Rain feels like he's freed up to go to this bottom lane, like, especially with this double kill, there's a lot of stuff that can happen down here. Because VTune is not going to be pressured on his Doom at all. He has face boots, he's like nearly level 5 against a Shaker Pango. You really do not care against these two.
Now mid. I'm starting to see Lorenov stabilize a little bit here. 28 for 3 against the 31 and 4. It's getting close to the 6s on both sides. We'll see who heads over for the 6-minute power in top. Trying to make a move for Bach. Well, the stun from the Centaur, but not enough to commit for the kill. Still, though, pushing Bach back, making sure the VTune continues to just have no pressure being applied back to him.
It's just a very crucial point of the game. Like, this minute 5 to 6, like, you get people low, so you get the siege creep to like hit the towers a bit, and now 6-minute rune. We all know everyone is going to end up mid. It's going to be a big old party, but nothing to say he should be the king of any place right now on the map.
Oh. Not going to be able to get anything here. The Fisher not quite blocking in Antares. It could have resulted in a kill.
If I'm VP, the one thing that I'm really scared of in this early game is like the three, like when Lesh, Abaddon, and Shaker go together, I don't see how VP can fight them. Maybe when they have Doom, okay, they have like some sort of capability to fight into them, but Ench, Willow, together with Puck, don't have enough damage to stop Nothing to Say from running in. So when this trio from Tidebound is like running around, I think VP have to be really smart how they maneuver around the map.
Now VP's going to try and make the play top. See who they run into. Will we plan at dispelling the smoke first? So not necessarily the biggest of catches. They'll pop the haste rune here. Lorenov wants to try and get in to contest this Wisdom.
They need Nothing to Say.
And they should have the numbers to hold this. So VP turning up at the 4 of them will manage to try and hold the position. I mean, Bach wants to try and fight this. It's a bit scary though for Tidebound. Can they really tackle VP in this position? Well, with the backup and Nothing to Say, they certainly can, right? Going to get brought down very low. They'll lose Planet in return, but Nothing to Say charges forward in on top of VTune. VTune, he can't get away. Nothing to Say cleans them up. Yeah, I mean, you're talking about the power of the Lesh. We see it there. Yeah, indeed, Nothing to Say turns up around this Wisdom Shrine and just runs them down. Picks up 2 big kills for himself.
Yeah, I don't mind the idea by VP, because I think this is just what good Dota looks like. Like, you make a play, and if the enemy doesn't respond well, you get the free shrine. But what Tidebound also do so well, they bait them in all the way. Like, Nothing to Say, he waits as long as he can to bait them in all the way, then TPs. But yeah, I mean, his power, it's just too high right now. And this is one of the strengths of their draft, at least in this early game.
I'm going to power him. See if they can get it this time into their hands. Now Lorenov's going to get lucky on the bottom. Gets himself another nice one here with the amplified damage room, ready for the next play.
I mean, let's see. Maybe if you're VP, you could make a play during Lesh's TP downtime. Maybe it was even too long ago. But you do have this DD on Lorenov, which it has to be at least one way that you can like try to speed up the game or have like an attack point. And I would say that the bottom lane is just kind of their best place to go. You can bring Doom in the gate if you want to like reinforce. Because I do think you need to Doom this Lesh if you want to fight in this early game.
And imagine, I don't know if Doom's going to be interested in getting involved anytime soon.
Yeah, probably not.
Like, you know, VTune, I think he's going to be chilling until he gets his Midas, sells it into the Radiance.
Yeah.
So it's going to be quite a bit of the game that they're going to have to sort of deal without him.
Yeah, because then if they just want to take it a bit slower, then it's going to be about, well, you farm it up, you stack your triangle, you have Bristleback, he just quills it up. And then on the other hand, if Tidebound like realizes, because you can tell how aggressive or defensive your enemies are playing, they're really going to speed up the game once they realize, okay, they have no intention of even fighting us back at all.
Utterly still very tricky for them to set up onto Lorenov. On top they do of course have Doom ready to drop, but Bark not giving them any chances to make a play. I'm playing cautious on this top lane. There's nothing to say. Closing in on the Blink Dagger gold. And he's going to be really able to just sort of throw themselves into the back lines and just destroy the supports with that AoE damage that he's going to be pumping out.
I mean, Lorenov at least has the Rune Lock on his side. That's 3 so far. Oh, that's a big stack of Ancients, but...
I mean, they need the Bristle if they want to try and take this. And even then
do you want to run... Like, you're just handing Pango the best fight ever.
Yeah.
So, like, when it comes to straight-up clashing each other, VP can't. They're going to have to farm. And I do feel like they're very accustomed to this. They're, like, to me, one of the most farm-heavy teams that I've seen. Like, they're very happy to just slow it down, get the stacks up, get the farm going, get what you want. So I don't think they really care.
I mean, they want to try and kill Bark. Lorenov. We'll see if they get any instant reactions from Tidebound.
They saw Abbott on bottom.
Stepping up pretty far here. They've got the Dream Coil. They'll snap it immediately. They'll have the Doom to follow up. So it's a very dead Pango. They get the kill. Takes a couple of ults, but we also saw in response to Tidebound, they do come in with the smoke play, so they want to try and find something in return for this. They've got this blink on, nothing to say, ready to catch.
Oh, Shiro's to the side of them. I guess he's like kind of baiting for nothing to say.
Just straight in it. And with that Fisher and follow-up setup, it's a perfect move from the two of them.
This is even old school. Like the Lesh Shaker, you can play with the Shaker towards mid for the Lesh. Even now with like the more maybe new age build with the Blink Rush, you just Fisher, the guy jumps in, splitter from top. They just make it look so easy. But either way, both teams made I would say a pretty good move. Maybe VP could have done a little better on reading the smoke, but after all, it is a Blink reveal from nothing to say.
I should get this tower. I don't think VP's going to be too interested in turning up for the defense hit. So able to press the tier 1 top. See again on the runes. It's at this time Lorenov should be able to get his hands on it, but nothing too crazy. Just the invis here, which nothing to say. It's going to use straight away, yeah, just going to focus on finishing off these stacks before he looks to make the next move. And now with the way that they've taken that top tower, Shira's got this whole sort of top space of the map to continue towards his Dragon Lance on top of the Mask of Madness. Dahak taking over the bottom side himself after pushing down the tier 1. Has got the Blade Mail, so a bit tougher of a target for Tidebound to go for if they want to look towards the Bristle.
And I like the Blade Mail pickup a lot. When like all these Lash Strikes became more meta, yeah, he's just dead. It's a pretty easy kill, but yeah, Blade Mail is going to help them a lot against nothing to say. Like, he's actually their #1 like answer to the hero at this point. But it's a 3k lead already at minute 13. When with these heroes against the ones you have on VP, this is a lot.
And in the mid again. Have they got enough for Lorenov? He's going to try and hold them back with the Dream Coil. Nothing to say. It's going to be fine. They'll drop an Echo. Wasn't needed. But the kill was there beforehand nonetheless. Lorinov goes down, and they're able to get nothing to say out of there. Clutch saves coming in from Y, the coil and the shield to make sure that they can get away with those aggressive dive players. And indeed, at the moment, VP not seemingly able to do much about them.
Oh, they really can't. And in the next couple minutes, I don't see it really changing, which means VP, they need to play side lanes. You need to get your items up. And, I mean, the best they can do is damage control.
Yeah.
Like, if they can not kind of bleed more net worth in the next couple of minutes, they're doing good.
Because it definitely seems so far, Tidebound, I reckon that they must have been, doing their homework. They kind of looked at what VP, what the other teams were doing in the regional qualifiers that VP was playing in and saying, well, this is what they're going to pick. This is how we're going to play against it. And I can tell you, it's a very different sort of style and draft with the Shadow Fiend in particular compared to anything else that VP would have encountered with this lineup when they were playing the qualifiers. And it's definitely shaking VP up.
Oh, for sure. I mean, you can see it. And this is one of the things I love about, like, Tidebound as well. You always call them a little bit of the they remind you of like the old wings, and I think you can see it here too. This is not your standard, wake up Monday morning lineup with your Lesh, Shadow Fiend, Abaddon running at you minute 14.
That's working out very well so far. 4K lead at the moment here for Tidebound. It's going to give them some good timings, especially on some of their supports. Of course, Planet, 1600. Could pick up the shard in a few seconds, or he could save up for the straight blink with how well he's doing so far. See what they can find. Lorinov, they can get the Fissure into the Lesh stun. The jump to the side, the silence was there, did clip onto nothing to say, so nothing to say this time. Can't find the follow-up stun. Lorinov will live this time.
Ooh, that was nasty timing on the silence. If that doesn't hit, he's just straight up gone.
I might still if they can find something, but the scan's been hit, so VP should be being very cautious around this. Shiro will bring the top lane. A quick check of the tree lines here. They've got eyes on Antares, but kind of need the Planet. Nothing to say combo to deal with him there. At the moment, a bit far away. Blink Dagger's now picked up as well on Bark, so a lot of jump from Tidebound.
I mean, it's just like the way, I would say, the most ideal itemization works nowadays is you take over the map, which they kind of have, and now you get the items that help you close the map even more. Because VP are just going to dodge you. They don't want to fight you. So you have Blink on Lesh, you have the Blink on Panga, as you mentioned, and Planet. I like that he went for the shard over the Blink, because he's never going to need to echo. All he has to do is Fissure, totem on the ground to give the follow stun for his Lesh or Pango. Job's done.
No, it's true, just as long as he can kind of add that extra lockdown, on, especially on the puck from a distance, it's going to feel pretty fantastic on him. At the moment, just sort of space being made here. Planet just teasing up top. Gives all the space in the world for the rest of Team Tidebound to hit into the Roshan pit and take this Roshan. Yeah, VP still very much in a state of the game where they don't want to turn up and fight at all.
Oh, yeah.
They do not. It's going to all be down to the VTune Doom timing. When he sort of says, right, boys, I'm ready to go. And then that's either going to be the beginning of a turnaround, or we're going to have sort of one of those fights where the Doom turns up and it's like, okay, he was farming for what? We'll see. It could go either way. At the moment, especially with how much time Tidebound is getting out the map, I feel that there is very much a chance that there will be that point that VTune turns up and it's a little unimpressive.
Yeah, because
it could happen.
The next minutes are just really interesting race from Shiro for VP. They have to continue to hold the map. The last 2-3 minutes were pretty okay for them. Because, I mean, it went from a 4K lead to a 3K, but there is, of course, also the ages are nothing to say. But yeah, VP have kind of realized, and they understand the motion of the game, that they cannot fight. As the Hawk is doing some little juking. Oh.
They're going to see him, Not that they can do too much about him.
Well, nothing to say, you see something else.
Easy kill. The heals will not be enough for Rain.
Little easy kill, and that should also be a free tier 1 tower.
Yeah, so in reality, VTune needs the BKB timing. I imagine once that's there, he will be ready to consider trying to make a move, trying to hold on to some of these objectives. But that's going to take a bit of time. Obviously, if you account for the Soul Midas, if he wants to get that finished ASAP, he's already halfway there. But still, it's going to be time to get that done. And that's going to be time for Tidebound to likely push on to some of these Tier 2 towers.
I mean, let's see. If you're Tidebound, how do you want to play the map? So they left one ward bottom now before leaving it. Earlier, they got the wards out top, which is pretty nice. You leave areas, like wards in one area with just top. You go bottom, you kick them out, you force them to go top, and now they're kind of playing in your vision. Let's see if Tidebound can push forward even more. Hey, this is a shield. Close.
Tries for the setup there with the Fisher onto Lorinoff, but played for a certain angle, didn't catch him. They'll get the Dream Coil down onto Nothing to Say. That's him gone the once. It's kind of deep. They might be able to go for a second time here. Rolling Thunder comes in, and there's actually a chance for them to jump out the Rolling Thunder into the split of catching the stun onto the two supports. Shiro's moving over as well. Bark continues to push them back. They have to drop a Doom onto Bark. They will kill him because of it. So they'll get something out of this VP, and they won't necessarily get the bigger kill than Nothing to Say Lesh, but they do get Bark on the Pango.
Yeah, good fight back from VP. I mean, it all starts with the good dodge from Lorinoff. Of course, they did have the high ground ward to see everything. I mean, at the end, that looked like a really, really good Pango roll. I'm going to call out Nothing to Say a little bit. I feel like he could have helped his bro a little bit more. But, you know, VP get the fight back, which, of course, is good for them. So they get to push back the game a little bit more.
I'll see where they go from there. Still with the pressure on around the mid. Tidebound willing to stay on VP's half of the map, despite that little bit of a shake-up. Definitely still not enough to slow them down completely. Top, Nothing to Say. They'll get the lead in. They've got the follow-up lockdown. It's smooth stuff here with this Shaker-Lesh combo. Very easy kills to be found with that right now.
Yeah, that should give them the tier 2. But the Aegis being dropped like that is kind of a big deal, because it means that on the next Doom that VP have, they could look for a fighting chance again. Because it's like usually your big weapon against these Doom lineups, and I would say they kind of handed it off.
Bark. He's going to have to roll away from this one. TPs are coming in. So Dahak might have gone a little too deep. Yeah, Bark's ready to blink back over. They've got the Fisher lockdown. Dahak will die for that. So Bark ends up with the bait.
Space for V2. They're just making sure your bro, the president, he gets everything he needs.
He's closing in on the BKB. And once he has that, he's going to be able to press BKB and walk into the middle of the fight, find his Doom target. Yeah, he's going to be able to Doom this Lesh if he wants every single time.
I mean, I hope that they still find a good way, because if you're doing this against Lesh SF, the moment you run in, you could go to like 50% HP on an instant.
Sure.
So maybe like
super high damage.
Yeah, like you can look for like the correct smoke around. How do you want to go? Who's doing what in the fight? Because yeah, you don't have the highest armor yet on Doom, as they try again on Lorinoff, slightly off the mark.
He's playing very careful now, Lorinoff, aware of these sort of moves coming in. They'll get the Tormentor shard, going the way of Nothing to Say. Pretty nice, especially this game, right? Because you have like this Fisher and with the shard on Shaker, keeping the stuns pumping. It's highly likely that you're going to be able to get them caught in that, at least the second iteration of the stun coming up from the Lesh. So a lot of AoE lockdown between these two, and of course Bark's Pango on top of it. So much stuns. The BKB usage, it's going to have to be pretty perfect from VTune. Still not quite got it. He's very close.
Did Dota Plus just give it a 50-50 probability?
Did it?
Ain't no way.
Is that what it said?
I think so.
I was looking at VTune's eyes when that popped up. 50-50.
I mean, the in-game tells me 65-35.
Oh, okay, that's more.
Even this is a bit low.
Where were you saying the 50-50?
It was on the screen, was it? Am I tripping?
I didn't see.
So.
Are you calling out PGL now?
I'm calling out both.
They said 50-50.
Val says 65-35.
Okay.
I'm putting this at like a 75-25.
All right. So we've all got different percentages.
We all like numbers, don't we, Owen?
Well, let's have a look. Now that 6k lead looks pretty good, especially against a Doom lineup.
Yep.
One of these heroes that's going to be pumping out the gold as it is. Now both Shiro and Nothing to Say are just a little bit ahead of that, of the farm of VTune. And this has been pretty much free farm for the Doom. This is not a Doom that's been slowed down that much. VTune has had all the space. He's ready to go now. They've got the BKB online on the Doom. Let's see what they can do with this. They're ready to look for a fight down bottom.
Let's see. I mean, for VP, it is super crucial that their initial go, whichever way it is, like their counterattack or this potentially, it has to land.
Oh, look at that there. Nothing to say. Immediate reactions. Soon as they show, out with a blink. No Dream Core's going to catch him today.
Oh,
and he's ready to go back in.
That was big. That was right before he got his BKB. Like, he was dead on the spot. Now they get to counter smoke with a double BKB timing on both
that's crazy reactions. And now they're ready to go. There's the jump in with the Echo. They caught the two of them. And VTune, he'll get the BKB off, but it doesn't matter. As you said, you know,
bye-bye.
That initial burst of damage that Tidebound could throw out, it doesn't matter if you've got a BKB or not. If you get caught in that opening stun, you just get shredded.
Oof. I mean, that was...
Oh, there's a little bit of a pause here.
Relax here a little bit.
Yeah. He's like, get those BM pauses out the system.
Oh, damn.
I do like a good pause after a team fight victory like that.
Of course.
Let's see, what's the issue?
Do you also like raises? Because he has them.
He does. Yeah. And it's working. It really is.
Big shocker. But
well, he's had a pretty quiet game, really. He's 1-1-1. You know, Shira's chilling. He's not really been involved in it. At the moment, I mean, let's be honest. At the moment, it's the Planet and Nothing to Say show featuring a little bit of Bark, I'd say.
So you're saying you would be doing the same right now?
Oh, I would. Dude, I would be like 0-10-0, and that would be 100% win rate for the enemy team.
No, that's true. But no, this last fight, I mean, it doesn't get much better for Tidebound, right? Yeah. You're in a smoke, it's daytime. You get a double Fisher Totem Echo Slam into Nothing to Say, blinks in. Okay.
I mean, I feel like you're seeing this. I feel like just straight up, you can't let Tidebound play the Shaker Lesh again this tournament. Like, this duo is just ridiculous. I'm surprised I haven't seen more of this recently from other teams. This is great.
The combo is very good, but it's also...
Like, what's the downside? You Fisher, you buy Blink on the Shaker, Blink on the Lesh rack, and then just you move around.
True. And
they Fisher, they die. It's great.
But you could also potentially play this against a lineup that can then fight into you.
Sure. Like, well, if you could make a change up, like, what are you changing up for VP's lineup? Is that an easy change up with this draft? Were they close to having a lineup that could have?
I mean, I think first of all, there's always also a lot of gameplay involved, so it's maybe not fair to say, oh, it's only the heroes. But when you see this happen in game one, you need to make a bit of a swap where it's like, yo, what the hell? Like, they play so different.
Yeah.
They're gonna like take the tempo to us a lot. We need to swap up some stuff. Like maybe the Doom is a little too slow, a little too passive. Maybe the Puck, like we want to look for a different mid hero that actually is less counterable.
Yeah.
I think they also lack damage with their three-man duo. Yeah. With their three-man together.
Duo.
English is hard. That's a really good one. Because, yeah, I mean, right now, it is not easy for them to touch Tidebound. It's really on them. You need to find a good smoke, go around. You need to doom the Lesh, but then there's SF. You need to doom the Pango. Then, like, it's hard right now.
Oh, hang up in the mid. I'm going to try and make the jump. I mean, look at that. What do you do? They'll drop the Doom down. He'll get the BKB off before the Echo Slam comes in. So VTune at least this time will get to live, but he won't be able to stay at the front of the fight and stay on top of Nothing to Say. So this Doom ain't going to do much at all, as Nothing to Say will be perfectly fine. And it just ends up with the Huck dying. I mean, even the tankier heroes at this point, you get that opening stun, they will die.
It's just kind of hard. I'm looking for a way for them to get around it, and VP need to find a way to start the fight themselves. Because as you just said, and like we just saw, it doesn't matter who you put at the front. He's going to vanish in 2 seconds. And then you can't fight anyway. I
mean, I think in terms of like itemization, Antara's definitely doing the best he can, right? He's trying to get this Glimmer and Force. Because that, at least, you know, someone gets caught by this Fisher, glimmered, forced, makes it less likely that everything's going to kind of hit as hard as they are.
Yeah.
You know, that sort of save potential from those two items might be enough to bail someone out and let them get the BKB pressed.
I mean, if I'm looking at VP, they need another round of items on, like, maybe even every single hero. Like, even Ench, I think if you're playing this Ench, and you can look for, like, maybe even scaling into a Dragonlance later on. Like, once they go high ground, with your max impetus, you get some damage out. I think Lorinov, I mean, this guy's a very, very, like, good late-game player. If he gets there on his Puck with, like, his another round of items, Octarine, into maybe, I don't know what else he's going to look for, Parasma, Aghanim, Scepter later down the line.
Yeah, it would be,
This is what they need. They just need to hold on. Because right now, yeah, you cannot fight into Tidebound. As Y is currently on Roshan respawn duty. Just chill in the pit.
No, we'll be up in about 20 seconds.
and Antares
That's an easy one there for Shiro. Again, the Fisher set up from Planet. He's going to have Echo stand back up in 5 seconds. Nice Aegis will be theirs. Who are you giving this to? What, Shiro? Nothing to say, because you're giving it to Les to jump in, or you're giving it to Shiro to stand up and hit the tier 4s, tier 3s?
Yeah, SF, because the first one was more for like the map.
Yeah,
but this one is to like, you want to force the end. Because I don't see many issues if they try to get map in a good state and then walk down a lane with a banner and just have the SF hit. And like,
yeah, they could try for racks.
Yeah, like just force VP
definitely
to like make a choice. Because if you mess up the fight on VP at this point when the enemy goes high ground, I believe that the game ends. Yep, 20 talent on SF as well. That's 350 damage with a crit.
There we go, VP. Down 10k at the moment. Are they going to be set to turn this around against a team Tidebound high ground siege? They're bringing in the bottom lane Tidebound. VP still scrambling to get that next round of items complete.
I mean, so the Hawk did cut the next wave bottom, but Tidebound, they still have the mid and the bot wave, so they don't really care. Like, if they want to go high ground, they can. It's not like this one wave cut on the bot lane is going to do much about it. It's kind of fake news.
Let's see what they do. Tower's gone. Shiro very close to being able to get that data list shipped out from the secret shop. Well, TP starts to come in now from VP. Preparing for the defense. Banner's down. They want to go in on the mid here, Tidebound. And nothing to say, just jumping in straight in. He's got the BKB. Very aggressive moves there for nothing to say. I mean, it gives enough time for Shiro to kind of take the tier 3 down to half HP, but now that is the BKB done for the Leshrac for a good minute. Dahak trying to reach in, they're trying to poke away at this banner, and we'll get it. The tier 3 tower will fall. Smoke coming in now from VP. Tidebound, how much more does Shiro want to push it with the Aegis? He's up to the high ground and looking at the racks, but the wraparound is coming in from VP. We'll be into this Aegis of the Shadow Fiend. So not an easy one. Maybe they can find nothing to say. That'll be quite the catcher at the side. And they will. They get him into silence. The Dream Core. Fisher blocks off Vichun though, so Vichun cannot get in range to drop the Doom down onto nothing to say. And now his BKB's worn out. Barks caught him off at the side. Planet tripping up that entire attempt from VP to make a defense happen. And that's the carry dead now for 70 seconds. Dahak gets caught again as Bark again continues to finish off a beautiful rolling thunder. I mean, this is the 2 cores dead. I think that's the sort of fight we were kind of concerned to see from VP, right? That should carry out.
That's beast mode though. Like, don't you love how beautiful Dota is when a spell is used exactly how it can? Like, that Fisher is just so beautiful.
I mean, Planet, you know, it's part of this duo or trio that we were seeing making all these moves. He's making those moves at the end. I mean, so he's the standout player for sure. It's got to be right. This Shaker turning up, setting up the moves across the map, and basically just closing up the game with that Fisher right there.
Yep, now at 16k lead, they still have Aegis. You have data list complete as well on Shiro. I don't see what VP can do here.
I don't think they can do anything. This game looks pretty over. Another Fisher trips up low enough. He'll buy back. Ryan's trying to get them off. Maybe they'll get one more fight. 10 seconds until they get the SF back in. Rain dragging the attention of Tidebound away from the Ancient. Doesn't matter, the shield crash is going to get him through it. So they'll get to fight once more, but the Ancient is now exposed. Lauren will jump in. It's a nice coil and silence pretty much on the 4 of them. A buyback comes in from Rain, but the Huck's in trouble. He'll get taken out once again. Jump in from Feature, he'll get the Doom down onto nothing to say, but then just killing off all through the BKB. The physical damage too high as V-Tune's out once more. Tidebound just clearing up some extra kills on the way out here. As GG, well played, is called. Tidebound coming in very hot in this game 1. And as we said, it very much felt the VP, they were kind of playing what they knew. And Tidebound, well, they knew what VP was going to want. Odi Pixu and Kezu.
I mean, I'll take that one.
Oh, yeah.
Odi Pixu is not bad.
Odi Pixu and Kezlol. You know, there we go. We'll switch around the end of it. Hey, we got game 2. What do we got, Kezu? We got some change-ups. We're getting SF in the mid this time.
Yeah. I mean, this is better for sure, in my opinion, for VP as game 1. Because that game 1, it was not pretty. I like the switch up a lot more. Because Fear did say that he's a little bit scared for this SF mid. I am too. I do like Tidebound's draft. But it's a little more... I don't know. I think it's a volatile draft is how I would like to call it.
Sure. And I think that because the big thing that stands out, right, is your catch is what? It's a hoof stomp and a telekinesis.
Yeah.
That's your go.
Yeah, you've got your 2 like range carriers who are kind of similar, like, but they do have a lot of, they have tempo. SF is gonna do well mid, and you have Klings, as they touch on, they're gonna dumpster this beast on a bot lane. So maybe you get like, maybe you can squeeze in an Orchid on the Klings or a Deso, but you wanna speed up the game if you're Tidebound, again, just like game 1.
The battle begins.
Oh, let's see. Seeing them there, I think Eyes on Planet had a great game last game on the Shaker and this game on the Rubik. It's one of the flashy supports. I think it's a great game for the Rubik. So let's see what Planet can do, because this very much is a support that we see a lot of teams that even when it looks like a good Rubik game, a lot of teams still won't pick this hero.
It's true, but you actually called it. In the draft.
It looked good, bro. Especially in this area of the Shaman, right? I think that's the one that stands out the most. We see these Shamans get through, get in. You know, why not just grab a hero that's going to be able to use his spells a little bit better against him?
Yeah, and like it's not just against the Shaman that you can get. You can also get Abba Shield like quite easily. Yeah. And then you counter the Shaman in like both ways. So yeah, it's pretty nice. And with Centaur too, like you need someone that just helps Rubik to get through the lane, because he's not the best laner, at least early on. So yeah, kind of all the nice steps. Bottom, and Tarius is taking quite a beating. Will be okay though. A little choreo snipe.
Well, let's see how Lorinov gets through this laning stage. It should be fine, right? Because even if nothing to say is able to set up with the Raze, as long as Lorinov doesn't die, bottom, they will end up getting the first blood there. And Tarius is persistence chasing. Sorry, why? They're chasing down Antares. Pays off at the end. So they'll get that first blood there, Tidebound.
A little bit of a I mean, you do get the creep drag, like the kind of double wave, which is good, but giving up the first blood like that, like you must know that Y is on you. Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, sure. Tidebound, they will take it. Free first blood.
Absolutely. Yeah, getting that sort of XP boost as well on Y could... It's just going to add to what's going to make this lane difficult for Dahak. Yeah. And the fact that the Undying gets that benefit. And yeah, so the mid is like, yeah, Storm, even if you have a bad time here, right, we're seeing Storm, you recover on this hero, and it's kind of one of the reasons it's picked... Normally when it is picked in these drafts, because it's kind of ready to recover from whatever sort of tough situation he's putting in the lane. And you're still able to get some farm anyway with the Remnants. So far, as we're seeing, he's doing fine on the first wave. So Lorinov 10 and 2 using his mana. Very nice to secure Yes, and we'll get on the verge of maybe even getting a kill there. Still going to try and poke for it. It's yeah, getting a little risky now.
Good old mid players. They always want to battle it out to the last
push it to the limits here.
But yeah, they're going to be fine. And Lorinov, he's a very, very good Storm Spirit.
He is, yeah.
Like, again, on any type of hero where he can get a lot of farm, he can be mobile, get those items up and like do some cool stuff on your own. That's his stuff.
Yeah, just making sure he trades as much damage back as he can each time that Lorinov sees nothing to say, step up to try and line up the raises. Is out of regen now apart from that Fairy Fire, so we'll have to be a bit more careful on the next wave. Bottom lane, trying to go there for the Clinks kill.
There's the Hawk.
He's going to be able to jump over to the side. Very nicely there, Shiro gets away. So he is going to be fine. Yeah, we do have some...
Shiro, he baited them.
The stack timing there on that.
He baited them.
That's, yeah. Why? Able to get the Lotus.
Yeah, they're going to just have to be careful on VP. But for now, already with the Hawk being on 15 CS, kind of matching the Clinks in this lane is very good.
Yeah, we'll have the full wave coming in now. Antares able to drag a little bit in the next creep wave. Back in the mid again. Look at these two mids.
It's like you're watching a SF 1v1 mid.
I mean, again, I think so far just impressive stuff from Lorinov. Yeah. 18 for 3, sure. Yeah, getting a few more denies is nothing to say, but yeah, Lorinov really doing as much as he can as the Storm against this SF matchup without dying. so
I mean, I
far.
guess also for both of them playing in this mid lane, the supports aren't really the best at going mid. I mean, you have Planet that's eyeing at the moment towards Lorinov, where he does see it.
Antares. We'll have to grab that one there with Y contesting it. So as we saw, refuel at the bottle for nothing to say, but Lorinov not able to get a refuel himself.
Like, the play we saw just now in the mid lane with both the subs coming mid from Tidebound,
Yeah.
this is going to help Nothing to Say, not just now, but like this 6-minute rune, I think Nothing to Say, he will just clean up now in this mid
Oh,
lane.
he will. Now he's hit the level 3 raises. Lorinov, he did great whilst he could, but now the lane, it's getting to the point where you sap what XP you can, but you're soon going to have to be hitting that jungle. Bottom lane, Tombstones drop down, Antares going to get chased down by the zombies.
Ooh, and a Hawk.
Yeah, with the sort of levels hitting on the mid lane, and especially the bottom lane and the mid lane, really, now it's the time I feel we're going to see both of those lanes start to get much more difficult for VP.
And VP, they're just going to have to be... They have to be careful. Like, feeding boars and hawks away to a lane where you're already, like, not winning and giving even more snowball into them, it can be very crucial. This is not an easy go on this
No,
mid.
I mean, they're seeing if they can trip him up, but Nothing to Say is just not going to let it happen. Even having support back up himself. Bottom lane, Dahak's just getting dove. They're going in past the tier 1 up to the tier 2. A TP now will come in.
Oh.
Same time, able to move in on the mid and get the kill there. I mean, let's see if they can actually get something out of these TPs down bottom. They look at why they've got him with the shackles. So if they've got enough damage to bring him down, they're trying. They should have him here. There's 1 charges. It's actually going to keep him alive. The Tango regen as well. Why?
No
He's
way.
going to be fine. Oh, the axes. I mean, they needed that. If they didn't get that kill, that would have felt pretty rough for VP, but they will manage to snipe him with the axes there from Dahak. So at least getting something, taking down the Undying.
Okay, Nothing to Say, we'll get the active rune. But yeah, VP, it's nice of them to get that kill, but I'm also looking at the next, because Tidebound are already pinging the Wisdom Shrine. Like, not only is that kind of theirs if they go there nicely, they know that they're stacks as well. You're playing Beast against Klinks in the lane. You're not going to have boards there. They know that those boards have been stacking that side. Well, who defends the mid tower?
I don't think anyone wants to come over here right now. So this is going to be exactly what they wanted to see from the S7. Lorinov for the first few levels was doing as much as he could in the lane, but comes to a point where the Storm can't show their face here mid. And this tier 1 going to be taken down very, very early on here. Pre-7 minutes by the SF. Why? They got to try and get around it because they want to contest this Wisdom. I mean, it's going to get this timing with that tier 1 taken mid for Planet and Nothing to Say be able to swing over to this bottom lane, easily secure the Wisdom, maybe even threaten a kill as well. It has been hit with the scan, so they know that they're around. And Dahak and Ryan sort of stuck in a tough position. I mean, Antares, there's no help for him under the tier 1 tower. And Dahak and Ryan, they just got to run. They might, where do they go from here?
Damn, it's like watching OpenAI against like some people testing. Like, Tidebound, their movement on the map is
good.
Really crisp. You go mid with the 2 subs, you get the mid stuff, you have the Illa rune, you take the mid tier 1, you angle towards bottom. They took both Wisdom Shrines. Damn. This is a rut-row type moment for VP right now.
Because what's the plan for VP? Because it feels like, in terms of timings that they want to work for, because they have VTune in this game, on and about, and sure, it's not the Doom, but there's a lot of similarity right in the timings, right? This hero wants to chill, farm their Radiance, and before they have the Radiance, they don't really offer much outside of what maybe like a support Abaddon would, right? It's nothing crazy that you can expect to come out from your safe laner in these moments of the game where the enemy is kind of running you over. They'll try and make the move here on towards Nothing to Say, but the telekinesis into the Requiem, onto the 2 of them. Oh, it's starting to look rough, Kez. We'll see the TP out coming in. He's not going to make it away. Nothing to Say gets the last hit in. 7-1, 4K lead. They got stacks ready to clear as well. This is looking rougher than game 1 for VP.
Yeah, and I didn't think that was actually possible because I had higher hopes, at least for this early game, because it's now a 5K lead in 8 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're VP, I'm banking on my Warlock. Like, you better hit some big
What do you mean? Well, they're looking at top lane like, well, we can't trust this Bandit to carry us, so let's hope the Warlock does. Or what do you mean?
If the support, if you're not going to fight back in the next couple of minutes with some good golem bonds, This Abaddon ain't doing anything. Doesn't matter if it's Miracle, V2, or you. Like, there's ain't no way. There's no way.
It's a very difficult game for VTune's carry with the start. Indeed, kind of going as it is around him, falling apart here, VP.
I mean, VP need to look at kind of like playing an open map. I think they need to jerk Tidebound like around, maybe see if Lorinov can get an active rune and split them a bit. And if there's a skirmish with like 2 heroes or 3 heroes and you have Golem, those fights you need to take. And then you try to prolong the game that way. But I think there's no like bigger plan of, because if you say, okay, everyone, go farm and pray, I believe that's not going to cut it against Tidebound in this game.
Go Stampede again in a few seconds.
Nope, he's got the Vanguard, Max Retaliate. This guy is untouchable. Chip Vest.
Now what did VP do?
And you have shield on Rubik, which is like another reverse Uno. Oh, you're making a play? Nope. You're already down 4K.
And they're bringing him back up top. Nothing to say on the way over. He's got an amplified damage rune as well ready for the next move. Wraparound coming in from Shiro. See how careful VTune plays it here. There's the Stampede. It's coming in. They're definitely going to catch the poor old Warlock. Maybe not with the shield coming in. That might just save him. Yeah, it will. VTune able to bail his support out.
That's good. Good space.
So this top tier 1's probably going to go down. I mean, this is 10 minutes in, right? They're taking all 3 tier 1 towers here.
I mean, the VP just, they don't stand a fighting chance. They have to split, get going really what you can. But Shiro goes top, enables the tower, and instantly just goes back bottom. So yeah, this map control for VP is just not going to be easy to maneuver around.
They're just farming very defensively right now, VP. They know how scary the map is. And this indeed be just no pressure for the cause of Tidebound. Shiro is going to hit fantastic timing with the Deso on top of the Dragon Lance and Falcon Blade this game. Yeah, 6k net worth already, 11 minutes in on the safe lane. Clinks.
And they have another like double minus armor strat. You have the SF Aura, you're going to have the Deso. You have Undying as well, which means Roshan is going to be super easy for them to clear. They have a really nice ward and Nothing to Say placed earlier, which is not getting dewarded either in the enemy triangle.
Shiro, see if he's quite got the kill. He has. Ryan goes down.
The facet with the Death Pact teleport is so funny. Like he TP'd on the board and then just killed the Warlock. It's so funny.
Yeah, the sort of the moves you can make with this. The hack. Should be fine here.
If you're VP right now, you need to talk about the 40-minute Wisdom Shrine. It's like, there's not much, like, there's no big picture stuff you can talk about. You're down 6k, that looks funky. Where it's like...
What is... This is the Rubik.
It's Rubik's Remnant.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
Look at some God Remnant.
Yeah, it was so big.
I don't know.
It's like in the middle of the air. You do that every time?
Oh.
It does, look, every time.
Looks
Dude,
lit.
look at that. You know, we're talking about the Shaman steals and the Abandon steal. This is the real reason behind it. So he was like, I want to have these cool, funky remnants.
He knows Lorinov is a storm enjoyer.
Yep, he knew it was coming.
Well, I'm giving
just to look cool here.
I'm giving VP 1 more minute to talk about the Wisdom Shrine because you know Tidebound, they're gonna be on top of it with 3 heroes.
You'd imagine so, right?
So are you fully giving it? Is V2 gonna try to sneak the other one?
I mean, he's just about to pick up his relic.
True.
So he's gonna make that purchase. But yeah, not quite the full Radiance online yet.
Deny? Nope.
I mean, they're smoking up, but they're looking elsewhere. Okay, they might just be looking to get the swap
that's good.
steal.
I think that makes sense.
But
You can't. The thing is, you need to pick up the shrine,
yeah.
but there's a centaur and they can't kill him.
No, yeah, indeed, Bark's just going to sit there. And I
So
think they kind of figured that. At the end of the day, they
stopped.
sort of got caught between going
Yeah.
to either of them. They've just ended up in the middle near none of them. So they won't be contesting any of the wisdom spawns. As both will go to Tidebound.
Yeah, the remnant is my highlight right now. The Rubik
It's
remnant.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
What about the Undying at the moment?
But he's kind of...
Look at him go.
I give him an 8 out of 10.
Both supports are trying to just get our attention.
Yeah.
You know? Look at me on the, with my
They're doing
Rubik
good.
and my fancy remnants, and then Y's just there wailing around.
He's doing good. He's got the moves.
Look at these remnants.
I'm looking.
Like, this is modern art.
This is great.
They go on top of each other. They climb each
He's
other.
stacking them. We need
Wow.
We need to give this guy Octarine Core.
Look at that. Don't know how high you can stack them.
Real high.
Yeah.
We're invading enemy triangle. Seems good.
They're just trying to find whatever they can as far away from Tidebound as they can, as they know that they don't want to bump into Tidebound right now.
That's a Vanguard Pipe Chipped Vest Centaur.
Yeah, they're all just so farm. And these objectives, of course, that Tidebound's been getting this early on have very much been helping with that gold lead. Radiance is nearly there.
Good start.
But I gotta say, with these games, I feel like other teams watching, they're probably... Dahak is gonna try for the TP out, and he'll get it. He'll be out of there.
Nice.
And this push is going to continue to come. But yeah, I feel like after seeing these two games, you know, VP both of the times trying to get away with this a carry that's a Radiance farming carry. I don't know if that's the approach other teams are going to want to take against Tidebound, because Tidebound's just gone to show that if you want to pick someone that's going to just farm Radiance in the safe lane, we're just going to take over the whole game.
Yeah, it's like the game one we watched. It's now 50 minutes. You have Deso, SF, oh, they're coming for Shiro.
Let's see what they can do now.
That's a pipe.
VTune's turning up. He's got the Radiance. Borrowed Time's going to get popped pretty early here by the damage of Team Tidebound, and now they're having a run. They'll drop the Golem. Can they get back in on this? They'll look towards Y. Y will get another decay off, but Y will fall.
They're doing it.
See if they can get anything more from this. Shiro has to back away. He'll turn now, look to try and bring down Antares. The shield comes in, Antares will be saved, and Shiro will fall. Zip forward onto Nothing to Say. They get an Infamous rune. I don't think they have detection on the front, so Nothing to Say. He can maybe get back in on this. Barks in with a stun on Antares. Antares goes down this time. See if they can get more here, Team Tidebound. VP. And we'll get the rest of them out of there. So all things considered, it's a trade. They kill off the carry. They lose the support. But they're still definitely not slowing down the progress here from Tidebound, and of course there was big commitments there. They do drop the Golem, they don't have it anymore. Tidebound know that, they've lost their carry, they don't really care. They've got the backup carry, Nothing to Say, with just as much farm, if not even slightly more now.
I mean, at least it gives you like some hope that shows you, okay,
you can kill a core.
Exactly, like we can do it.
Yeah.
If we bait the pipe, we drag out the fight, and then we get to Golem with some good bonds, you know, it's possible. But next up on the line is just gonna be Aegis for Tidebound. They kill it so quickly, and it's really hard for VP still to fight into them. And if I'm not wrong, Planet still has the Abba shield. So when you have Abba shield, Aegis, and they walk down the lane, it's the same story as game one. If you don't answer correctly, the game ends right there.
VP not going to be in any position to do anything about this rush. Who's taking it to hit high ground? I guess Shiro, right? Because he's got the Deso.
I would say so. I mean, nothing to say he's moving close. I don't know if it's Raze or to take it. Should be Shiro.
Yeah, they'll give it a, because he's got the Deso. He's doing a bit more on the tower hits.
Nothing to say it's like playing more so the hybrid / magic SF.
That is true this game, yeah.
I don't really think he needs the Aegis to like take over the map. It seems kind of free anyway. Wherever they go, it's free real estate.
I mean, they've got eyes on them. They are not prepared for this at all. Lornoff will zip out. Just in time, getting away. But able to sneak up on them like that, Tidebound. That was close.
I mean, they nearly got him from full to 0.
Yeah.
And that's just, it's a Rubik lift. It's not like a real stun. And it's level 1 lift. Okay, what is the plan of attack.
They have got the Golem back online, ready to drop. Well, they're losing their tower.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Coming in with the smoke. We'll see who they're able to find the jump on. I mean, who are you trying to just go fully in on first, do you think, when you look at this lineup?
Rubik or Undying, I guess.
Sure.
Anyone,
Already,
really.
Parks made the jump though on towards Antares. They'll look towards the Undying. They'll drop the Raw onto Y as well as the Golem. They're dropping everything on a Y, but he's only gone down to half HP. They dropped everything to try and kill the Undying. They don't even get close. Now they've lost their 2 supports. And that was the commitment from the big spells there of VP. Jumping from Bark, closing the gap onto Dahak. Dahak's going down for sure. Double kill for nothing to say. That was the attempt there, Kezu.
Damn. And it was not a pretty one.
No.
Half HP of the +5.
Yep.
Why he got the ult off right before they jumped, then he gets shielded by Planet. He got glimmered, I believe, as well. So
He did.
what you gonna do on VP? Enemy team runs at you with a 10k lead.
Oh, Lorinov. He's going to be bailed out just in time there by Antares, but Bark finding these hoof stomps. And the base getting absolutely destroyed here by Tidebound. So they make the jump here, looking for Shiro, but of course Shiro's still got this Aegis for 3 minutes. It's more than happy for them to throw as much as they do onto him. And they've got what they wanted there. Second melee rack's taken out. As Tidebound happy to reset and take their time with the next push. Lorinof's going to see if he can catch any sort of stragglers, anyone left behind. He'll look to Bark, but Stampede's at the ready, shields up upon him. They are out of there. VP, they're trying to chase on forward, but outside of Lorinov, they just don't really have anyone to get in and close that gap. So Tidebound able to back away safely. And look for the quick smoke. They're ready to swing up towards that top lane. Creep Wave's in good position. They can try and take that tier 2. And they've still got 2.5 minutes on the Aegis, so another high ground push is going to be coming in soon.
The best bet VP got is to go around again. Like, fighting from the front, it just won't do anything. Klinks will drop all his skellies, he still has Aegis. They have to go around and somehow get them like before they're ready. Like, maybe even intercept them before the tier 2. It won't be easy, but I just see it as the highest chance of being able to do anything. Well, that's a shard now as well on Y, so if you don't go on him, the whole play becomes even more difficult.
Absolutely, even more
But
saves.
if you go on him, then Rubik will shield him.
Yeah, and now Rubik's got a mech as well, so an extra sort of burst, heal, and a perfect item to just pick up. 21 minutes in, you're ready to try and close the game. These little bit of auras and heals, making it that much harder for VP to break apart this 5-man that's coming for them. Lorinov will get lucky there as Bark not quite able to close the gap with the jump
It's
stop.
also a Crimson and a pipe on Bark.
He ain't dying.
No.
He hasn't.
Is anyone dying? That's the question.
I don't think so.
VP are going to have to pull out a hell of a play here.
Yeah.
So they see Shiro with the sentry. But now what? Okay.
There we go. Gonna try and chop what they can on towards the Clinks, but the Houston comes out of Vichu, and they'll take him down the once. That's the Aegis gone, Requiem goes off. Stampede ready to get nothing to say out of there. So as low as he does fall, he'll be fine for now. They're gonna try and zip forward to chase on. The shield's at the ready. Lorinov trying to finish the job, but Lorinov had to use his entire mana pool. No mana left on the Storm. Vichu's gonna go for the TP out with the remainder of the borrowed time, and luckily for him, there's nothing to stop it. So he will get out of there. But again, that's the effort from VP. Dropping the ults, dropping the Serpent Wars does not stop Tidebound. As Tidebound, they're ready to keep this push going. And all it got was the Aegis out of Shiro.
Nope, they're healthy on nearly everyone. I mean, you have a half HP on nothing to say, but that's about it. Why?
Gonna try for White. It's pretty tanky, but this time he might have pushed forward a little too much. Yeah, Y goes down. Bark does jump in with the Hoof Stomp on a Vichu. Vichu, of course, borrowed time is on cooldown. They can bring in the damage to threaten him. I'll be able to keep him back, and the shield's back up, so Vichu's fine. Shiro continues to poke. Lorinov trying to jump forward, but the pipe's up. Tidebound, they'll back off with their Undying dead. So VP at least keeping the game alive, stopping that third high ground siege coming in from Tidebound for now.
I mean, it looks like that what VP want to do is really try to play around this Crimson and Pipe, because there's not much damage that they can pump out through it. So if they can kind of poke with Lorinov, make them use one, go back, and then fight through it after, that's their best chance, really.
Dire are scanning.
Yeah, we got a smoke up from Tidebound. Everybody's back up in the game. No need to slow things down from their side of things. Especially if they actually get the chance to catch someone out on the map. And at the moment, Ryan and Dahak have stepped out a little bit. If Dahak gets found, could be in trouble. There's the jump. They've got him.
Yep.
Stepping outside of the base. He does have buyback available, Dahak. They've got the telekinesis as well to put a stop to Ryan's TP. He's going to try and cut the creep waves here with the Dragon. So nothing to say. He's going to look to just chase it down with the remainder of this haste rune and ensure that Dahak won't be able to get anything done from the grave.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Having to get ready for the high ground defense once again. Bark will bring the top wave round. The rest of the Tidebound in position, ready to go.
Well, they're looking. Not fast enough.
Not going to happen. And now, all that side, they do get the catch on towards the Clinks.
Okay.
The Requiem clips on towards Lorinov very nicely. Lorinov's in trouble. He has to zip back to safety. Nearly dying there as he gets clipped to the side again. Vichun immediately has his borrowed time forced out of him. And they'll be able to deal with the Serpent Wards and get Y back out to safety.
Well, that was Tomb and Requiem, so not too bad. I mean, VP used Abba ult and Serpent Wards, but I feel like it's more important for Tidebound. Well, let's see if they care.
Lorinov. Looking at Bark, but Bark. But one target that is in particular so hard to find. And in fact, he gets a beautiful hoost up onto the two of them. Nothing saves him with the follow-up damage. Hasantara is dead. They'll drop the golem on the three of them. But the pipe pop, Bark backs off it. Shiro, nothing to say, able to get safely out of the action and reassess how they want to enter back in. Shiro is looking to step forward. Bark tries to get with the stomp. Lawrence able to dodge, but Vichun's caught. His borrowed time still on cooldown. Vichun's dead for 50 seconds. Stampede closing onto Dahak. The two cores dead. They have buybacks available. We'll see if they want to give it one more shot here. They don't. They're tapping out. GG, well played is called. Tidebound doing it 2 games back-to-back here, running over VP.
They're looking really good. I mean, I'm impressed. Like minute 4, like from minute 4 all the way to the end, good moves.